Hey mate, welcome to Old Mate Adventures.
Hi, I'm Kel.
And I'm Jed. We're into our 4th year of semi-retirement, trekking, camping and hunting our way around Australia.
Follow along as we live life on our own terms, exploring the great outdoors and sharing our adventures.
Well, today and probably partly tomorrow, my job is to take all this bench thing I've made out of the back of the Dmax. It carries our dual battery and most of the electrical system is all in the back here. And anyway, we've got a 120 amp hour that we've always run with, and it's been fine. But we've got a 200 amp hour in the caravan, and it's not getting sold with the caravan. It's quite expensive battery, and anyway, we've negotiated with the new owners. If they wanted the 200 amp hour, they'd have to pay a little bit extra, and they said, no, we'll just stick with the 120 for now. So anyway, I've got to change these over, 120 out of here and put the 200 in. It would usually be quite an easy task, but the void in here was made for the size of the 120 amp hour, and I've got to redesign the framework to fit the 200, which means disconnecting all the electrical stuff and taking all this frame and everything out, which is by memory when I put it in is a pain in the ass. Weld some new brackets on, fit the 200 and put it all back in again, and should be good. And then just bolt the 120 amp hour out of this into the van. That one's an easy task. This one's a shit one. Alright. Well, yeah, that's the battery that's going in the Dmax. Put the 120 back in here, and 200 amp hour will be plenty enough for what we need in the Dmax for ongoing missions. Yeah, anyway, that's probably the biggest job to do before we head to Queensland, dropping these over, which is nothing too major. And then I've got to do a few little mods and touch-ups on the van before that goes in a few days time. I'm going to put the dual jerry can holders back on the back, just do a little bit of maintenance, greasing up the tow hitch and the suspension and stuff like that, and other than just giving it a bit of a tidy up, really. That's about it. Bit of a dust off and whatever. Yeah, it'll be sad to see the old girl go, but it's already booked in with the new owners to do some adventures up north during the middle of the year, and yeah, we can't wait to see photos from them of the old girl continuing on trekking around a bit, which will be awesome. I've got it all out, and now I better change into some work clothes and cut a few brackets off that are not needed, and then dummy fit the battery in, and hopefully it'll fit. I've just done a little measurement, and I'm literally 4 mil from the top of this, which it'll fit without having to lay it down, which is awesome. Which gives me a bit more room, because I sort of store all my Milwaukee gear, and I've got a Milwaukee charger down here, and I've got all my batteries sort of sit up along here, so that'll be good. That'll give me a fair bit of room to do all that still. And also from sort of now on, I've got an old angle that I got off a mate of mine that his old man had like a year or so ago, and Dad's been using it for a little bit, and we've got 2 of them actually. Dad's got another one. It's an old 32 litre angle, the old light greeny creamy sort of ones, whatever that era is from. But anyway, we're going to be taking that with us to our trip to Queensland, just so we're going to be sort of swagging it out of the back of the ute for, I don't know, about 10 days or so, and yeah, it just saves us having an esky and having to change over ice blocks and stuff like that, because that recent trip to Shelter Bay really sort of taught us that if you can fit another sort of angle in, it's good. basic part of it installed and welded a couple of brackets to hold that in place. Anyway, that part's done. I'll give a little paint job on where I've welded and put the foam in, put it back in, strap it all down, and then I'll just have to make some new terminals and connections and wires for these because the original ones are just too short. Sweet. Oh, sweet. That'll do. This piece of carpeted board here used to just sit there and wasn't hinged or bolted down or anything. My knife sharpening kit sits on top of here and it used to just float around all sort of shitty. But anyway, now this is just held down with a couple of these. Yeah, just will open up like that. Pretty simple. But better than rattling around in the back. Well, it's in with a few swear words and a bit of wriggling around. Anyway, managed to get it back in and fitted. Now it's all the wiring to put back in, hopefully the right places, all over the place here. Chuck the battery in and then make up the cables to suit. And yeah, that's about it. And bolt everything back on and hopefully it's all good. I did just realise that the battery for the actual Dmax, the start battery, is fucked. It's been on its way out for about a week now. We keep jumping it, and even from our trip back recently from Walpole, it still didn't make anything better, and we're still having to jump it. So yeah. Anyway, I'll have to duck into town tomorrow morning and go get one of them as well. So, you know, new batteries all around. It's the second battery we've had to replace in this actually, so only being a few years old, it's yeah, the batteries don't last very long. So I'll suss out and get a bit better quality. Cool. Alright, wiring time. I just cleaned the barbecue because it was manky. It had gravel in it from Kiana and station life, so yeah, that needed a bloody good clean. And what else have I got? Yeah, and I got a couple of these little new adjusters for the storm cover. One was seized and you kind of had to do it with a pair of pliers to lock it in position. But anyway, our local caravan repair mob in town had a couple of them, so I'll change them for the new owners and make sure that's all good to go. Filled up the gas bottles, that sort of stuff, and give it a bit of a general just clean. Grease all the suspension and tow hitch and adjust the handbrake cable, just all little things like that. Yeah, and it's say goodbye to the old girl tomorrow. So yeah. Well, like everything, you have to modify the shit out of it to make it work. But I got there in the end. Alright, couple of new jobbos on there, should be good for a couple more years. And pretty good. Yeah, I had to flip the little tabs around the other way to make it all fit, and so it all lines up with the window. But anyway, she's on now. Happy days. Let's just get the grease gun out and give it a little birthday underneath, and yeah, it's pretty much good to go.
Time to say goodbye to the big girl. So
parting memento. Yeah, we'll just chuck it. Boom. Yeah, that's it, eh? It's all cleaned out and ready to go to the new owners, and they're just about an hour away or whatever, and gonna come and pick it up. But yeah, no, it's been some good times in this old rig. It's wicked. It's Yeah, it's served. It's
Did you have to go for the fridge?
yeah, I just had to make sure it was still running after Kel cleaned it.
I defrosted it without knives today.
Yeah, good effort. Didn't want that fiasco again.
Let's not do that.
But it's been a wicked little rig. Yeah, and hopefully the new owners take it on heaps more adventures, and yeah, it'll keep living its best life for a long time. Yeah, it's a bit of a stepping stone for us, obviously going to a new van, and in reality, the new van won't be as capable as this van. It's going to be full height, a little bit heavier, not too much heavier, but a little bit heavier, and not as much clearance. It'll still be independent suspension, but I don't think anything will have as much clearance as this thing.
Might be parking a wheelbarrow under it.
Nah. but yeah, no, it's been wicked. It's surprisingly and complete honestly, it's I thought it was actually going to break down more. You know, like when we
exceeded our expectations.
When we rebuilt this thing, literally on the driveway of our house we have in Bunbury, we pulled that many millions of staples out of it and replaced it with screws and bits and pieces, and I just thought things would fall apart.
Way more stuff would break.
And yeah, we just went super steady. Obviously had good suspension and had the whole van set up right for weight wise and everything like that. And everything just excelled kind of deal. We had a few little bits and pieces, like the last couple of days we've just been doing little bits of maintenance on it just to get it schmicko for the new owners. A few little latches and hinges and bits and pieces that needed a bit of a tidy up, but other than that, it's been epic. And yeah, I just hope it continues to be epic for the new crew. But no, it's wicked. But yeah, should be right. Kel's pretty sentimental about these things, that I'm just sort of to me it's just another stepping stone. It's just a moving on sort of thing, and it's timed perfectly. We're literally a bit over a week away from heading to northern Queensland, so it was actually good timing all around. It means we're not trying to sell it at the last minute or having our friends and family store it and try and sell it for us and having all that hassle. So it's all worked out pretty good. So yeah, cool. Yeah, the old girl is pretty good. Yeah, and so we've had it for 5 years and then rebuilt it over COVID. This is our COVID project. Through Kel's treatment, she through cancer treatment, she reupholstered and painted and did everything inside, and I did a lot of the work on the outside and a few cupboard mods inside and bits and pieces. But yeah, we'll put a bit of a slideshow on now of I think I've just got
mainly photos.
I've mainly got photos through the rebuild, and also a bit of footage of what we've where we've sent it, and a bit of drone footage of where we put it and bits and pieces. So there's no hiding where it's been.
Couldn't lie to anyone in this for sale, lad.
But yeah, it's been through 3 states and trekked into places pretty much. Some of the places fuck all vans have ever been to, I reckon. Yep. So that's a proven how good it is.
Yeah.
And someone just shot the cat.
Dog.
Something.
Something.
Cool.
Anyway.
Yep. Wicked. What?
Oh no!
Look at that. Holy shit.
Oh no. Oh no.
And obviously the cruise master on the old Viscount. And other than my dirty clothes falling on the ground and a can of Coke spilling everywhere, everything's where it should be, which is awesome. It's why we built this caravan. The way we built it is to get to these sort of places that most other caravans can't.
Oh, yeah, he's got one on there. He wants to get one to put on the back of the van too. You might have gone a little bit too far. Thank you.
See you.
Oh, brakes working. Dial that down a bit. Brakes work!
Ah. Oh well, that's the end of the Viscount era. On to the next. Kel's tearing up. I've just rocked up at my mate's parents' farm. They've got a bit of a rabbit problem. It's where we've come in the past to slay a few rabbits, and anyway, not going full political, but with all the gun laws and everything sort of about to change, it's anyway, they want their rabbits gone before it all goes to shit. Anyway, you never really get rid of them all because there's always a couple that you can't get. But just on the drive in here, I've seen a few just around the corner over there, so I'll crank the old 22 up and chuck the thermal on and we'll give it a crack. Yeah, just rolling the old CZ22 Bruno with a Hemicro Thunder thermal, even though it's obviously still light out here. The thermal surprisingly still works in daytime. It has it's a pretty warm day today. It was mid-30s, but that sun's about to set in probably it's probably about 40 minutes away. But there's already a few rabbits out, so I'll see if I can get him on the old thermal and get a few in just before dark. I am pretty close to the residential area, so using low velocity rounds which don't make much of a crack or any noise at all. And I'm a pretty shit shot anyway, so there's a few shots going off probably. Keep the neighbours on their toes. Got him. There is a rabbit just up there. Long shot, we'll see how we go. Done. Yeah, that was a pretty arsey shot, that one. Yeah, I think this is sighting in a little bit low, so I aimed a little bit high and just happened to get lucky on that one. He was about 60 metres out, which is pretty much the maximum for these rounds. They tend to drop a fair bit after about 40 or 50 metres. Anyway, I'll go remove him from the spot. Oh, that was a pretty good shot. I don't see myself. Headshot, beauty. Well, it's not often Jed gets 2 from 2, but it happened. Beauty. This one was just shot through the heart. He did a bit of a runner after I got him the first time, and he made it about 10 metres. Which usually happens when they get shot there. This fella, headshot, bang, done. Beauty. Anyway, the light's about to evade us. I'll keep chipping into the night and see if we can get a couple more. I'm not going to hang around too late, but might give it an hour after dark. I'm just going to have a look around the back of the property and check out that sort of area, and then head back over to my little hidey hole and see if I can get a couple more before dinner time. There's a rabbit down there, about 80 odd metres. I'll see if I can go get him. Long shot, let's see how we go. Done. Oh, sweet. That was better than nothing. I got 3 from 3, which is always which is good and pretty rare for me. Anyway, Kel just gave me a ring and said dinner's ready, which is only just a couple of k's down the road, so I'll head down there, have some tucker.